Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets, a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin. Joining me tonight, we have my guy, Hefty Duck. We have my guy, William, and my guy, Wyan. On tonight's show, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world. The Blue Jackets have played, let's see, 5 games since our last show. They played this past last Wednesday against the Rangers. They played last Thursday against the Hurricanes. This past Saturday.
Oh, you broke up there a little bit, Kevin. I'll finish this off for you here. Hopefully you come back here soon. Hold on, you got cut off there for a while. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
You got cut off right before you said this Saturday. I'm assuming you're going to say the Chicago game. Yeah.
So
okay,
this past Saturday, the Blue Jackets beat the Blackhawks 5-2. This past Monday, the Blue Jackets beat the Vegas Golden Knights 6-3, and then they played a game yesterday against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and then they play tomorrow against the Oilers.
And then tomorrow they have a game against the Oilers. This upcoming Saturday, they have a game against the Nashville Predators. We have some Gavin Brindley stuff to show for, Blue Jackets prospect Gavin Brindley. We have some stuff to show about Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw. This past Monday night at the Blue Jackets game was Ohio State night. We're going to show you some stuff about that and mascot shenanigans and a whole bunch of other stuff. So welcome to the show, everyone.
Oh yeah, welcome in. Just real quick, I want to go over just a couple stats from these last games, just really quick, and then we'll want to move on from it. So Sillinger's 200th game, he had that, and Werenski had his 200th assist as well in a game the other night. So the game last night against Pittsburgh, the Blue Jackets haven't won in Pittsburgh since November
2015.
2015.
So
yeah,
almost 9 years.
Coming up on 9 years next season. Yeah. So there's a lot of odds stacked against them. The Blue Jackets also. So they won 2 in a row for the second time this year when they beat Vegas and Chicago, and they haven't won 3 in a row since March of 22.
Mm-hmm.
And then so there's a lot kind of stacked against them, and they haven't won at Pittsburgh, at when Pittsburgh plays at home, like we said, since 2015. And Pittsburgh, while they do have one run of 4 losses this year, 2 of those 4 losses were in overtime or shootouts, and so they were on a 3-loss skid when they came across us. So all those stats are, some of them change, some of them say the same. Whatever. Some cool stuff happening at the Nationwide Arena this weekend. So the 8th and 10th, it's going to be Friday and Sunday. They're going to have the Ohio State OHSSA, it's high school, hockey tournament. They're going to be having the Frozen Four, I think, on the 8th, and I believe then the championship on the 10th. So that's going to be cool. I'm not going to be able to make it down for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a game until next week, actually, unfortunately. That's the way she goes. Then also, I want to talk real quick about women's OSU hockey. I saw today Reagan Kirk, the goaltender, won goaltending champ for the NCAA women's hockey. Goals against average. That award is for the best goals against average, 1.02. I don't care what league you're in. I mean, unless you've only played 2 or 3 games, a 1.02 is incredible. Congrats to Reagan on that, and women's OSU hockey. You have some OSU hockey stuff about us, right?
Yes, I do. So before I get to that I do have something to do with the Ohio State women's hockey team. Is that they just played a 2-game series with Bemidji, I can't even say it, but it's Bemidji State or however you say it. It's a school in Minnesota. So the Ohio State played a school from Minnesota in a 2-game series this past Friday and Saturday. And Ohio State in the 2-game series won by a combined score of 18-1. So
Wow.
yeah. Ohio State just smoked them. They just kicked their ass. Just beat them down pretty good. It is what it is. But shout out to you, Ohio State women's hockey team, for an absolute ass beating.
Continuing the habit of greatness there.
Oh my God!
The culture that they built is amazing.
It was just beautiful. So shout out to you, Ohio State women's hockey team. This past Monday was Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game, so that was fun. If you were at that game, you would have seen the Ohio State band there. You would have seen.
I'm bummed I missed that.
You would have seen Brutus there, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I got some stuff to show you. So first, here's a little video of just Stinger and Brutus having a little fun, a little mascot shenanigans.
Take that.
Yeah, he twerked on him.
Yeah, he did.
The audio listeners, Bruce and Stinger were playing rock, paper, scissors, and instead of doing rock, paper, scissors, Stinger turned around and showed him his butt or his stinger.
Yeah. So
interesting.
I'll play that video again so you can see it one more time. Here it is. Rock, paper, scissors of Stinger and Brutus, and they do the rock, paper, scissors, but then at the end, Stinger just kind of moons him.
Take that.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty hilarious.
Snack too.
Yeah, so so that was good.
Do you have anything else with that? Or you got some prospect stuff coming up too, right?
Oh no, I got videos of the band.
Oh, right on. So I missed this. I honestly didn't know this night was coming up, or I might have got my Monsters tickets for a different night because that looks sick. I was at the Monsters game on Monday, which they won.
They did.
Sick.
So,
I'll talk about that more later, though.
Usually, for years now, at least once a year during the season, there's an Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game, and it just seems even so more appropriate considering now the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor hockey game at the Shoe, so you kind of have to do it now. The band.
See, at this game, at that one game, if people were to say like, "Oh, there's 1 minute left in the period," and you know how people go, "And Michigan still sucks," this would be the one game where I'd be like, "It's whatever, I don't mind it." But like, otherwise, I'm like, they're so cheesy, man. Like,
I know.
I guess don't forget where you're at. You're in Columbus, Ohio, but like, it's a
I know. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Said that.
Like change it to the Penguins or the Red Wings or something, or like Tampa Bay, one of our rivals.
So yeah, I agree with you there, Hefty Doug. Generally speaking, I don't like mixing the whole Ohio State thing at the Blue Jackets game because I'm at
the band there.
Because I'm at a Blue Jackets game. I'm not at an Ohio State game. Sometimes you make that exception, and that's one of those times when it's Ohio State night. And obviously, generally speaking, like why are we doing? Yeah, Michigan still sucks. Okay, yeah, but we're at a Blue Jackets game. We're not playing Michigan. And then sometimes people do it at like the weirdest times when we're playing like San Jose. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure the San Jose Sharks, who have not even close to Michigan, have nothing to do with them. They totally care that you just said Michigan still sucks.
And like the 4 or 5 guys we have on the team are like, who from Michigan are like, what the hell, man? What do they got to do with this? We're a professional hockey league, like.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is that I like Ohio State. Do I like Michigan? No, but it's sometimes we just got to drop the Michigan still sucks thing because we have players who played at Michigan on our team. We just no.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It is what it is, though.
Moving
So there's that, and then let's see here. I think I got one more. Oh, here's one more clip. It's coming up right here. It's another clip of the band that at Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game. So here it is.
That's cool. I wish so bad I would have been there actually now. But like when I was growing up, I grew up in band myself, in marching band, and we got to go to Columbus to like one of the skull sessions they had, and probably one of the coolest things that I ever got to do in high school. So cool. What a great band.
Yeah. Screw it. I'm playing the video one more time.
Do it. We're gonna copyright claim for this one. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's actually like not that we make any money on YouTube.
You know what? Like in some hypothetical scenario, if Ohio State did copyright this, that would be so petty. Like, come on now.
I would just be happy that they were listening. Shit.
I mean, I get that too, but come on,
viewer.
That would just be so petty. But it is what it is. But anyways, yeah. Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game. It was
actually used because we're reacting to it and making it our own content.
That's right. So yeah, get that copyright stuff out of here. But Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game, it was great. I've actually been to an Ohio State night at a Blue Jackets game. It was March of 2018, Ohio State night. The band was there. They played music and they put during the game and they put them on the scoreboard. And the Blue Jackets won that game 3-2 over the Detroit Red Wings. How about that? Ohio, Michigan, it all just worked out. So Ohio State night at the Blue Jackets game, a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So that's that. Now, moving on to other stuff.
Prospect
stuff, as we always do on this show. Blue Jackets prospect Gavin Brindley. He had 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points this past Saturday. We're going to show you those 2 goals and he scored. And I got other Gavin Brindley stuff to show. So first things first, this is the first goal that Gavin Brindley scored this past Saturday for Michigan when Michigan is playing Minnesota. And the setup for this goal is that Minnesota has a chance to score. And the goalie for Michigan stops it. And then Michigan gets the puck and they quickly get it back. They shoot it back to the other, they quickly counter attack, get it to their offensive zone, and then they score. And the guy who scores on that play is Gavin Brindley. So here's the goal right here.
Here's Oliver Moore. Pitlick, the one-timer blocker aside by Noah West. It's been a pretty open period here. Shots 12-4 in favor of Michigan, and they get their second goal. McGroarty to Brindley. Splendid passing play, and the Wolverines lead by 2.
Wow, that's awesome. Real quick, fact about Gavin Brindley. This season, 23-24, 33 games played, 46 total points, 22 goals, 24 assists for an average of 1.39. 39, repeating. 1.39. That's almost like 1.4 points a game. That's insane.
Yeah.
No matter what league you're in, like college or anything, that's nuts. Anyway, roll it again. I want to see that.
Yeah, so I'm going to play it again so you can see it. So this goal happens pretty quickly. Gavin Brindley is actually the one who sets up this entire – after the Michigan goalie stops that shot on goal, it was a good chance that Minnesota had. After that happens, there's a rebound that comes off of that, and Gavin Brindley gets the one that gets it out of there, and he's really the one that starts the play and basically ends the play right there. He gets it, and then he passes it to one of his teammates, and then that eventually they get it to the offensive zone, and that eventually sets him up to where he scores the goal. So here's the goal again. And again, Gavin Brindley is number 4 in the blue jersey for Michigan. So here he is.
Here's Oliver Moore. Pitlick, the one-timer blocker to side by Noah West. It's been a pretty open period here. Shots 12-4 in favor of Michigan, and they get their second goal. McGroarty to Brindley. Splendid passing play, and the Wolverines lead by 2.
So there's
It's
that
weird
goal.
hearing Wolverines lead by 2 and being like, "That's sick," but it's Gavin Brindley. We can't like not celebrate this guy.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Listen, we can't because he's, you know, he's shown that he's a good player, and he looks like a very good, promising young prospect for the Blue Jackets that they have. And like we've said on this show many times before, is that like we like Ohio State and everything, and we don't like Michigan, but this is a truth. This is a fact that we have to throw out there, have to be honest with ourselves, which is that Michigan has historically been good at hockey, and because of that, the Blue Jackets have benefited from that, whether that be Jack Johnson, Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Nick Blankenberg, Adam Fantilli, and eventually Gavin Brindley will be coming to play for the Blue Jackets. That may be next season, it may be the season after that, but eventually he will be here. So it is what it is. Like, you can like Ohio State like we do, but you can also acknowledge that Michigan, being historically good at hockey, has benefited the Blue Jackets like a lot. So it is what it is. So that's the first goal for Gavin Brindley. This is the second goal that Gavin Brindley scored this past Saturday night against Minnesota. And the setup for this goal is a 4-on-4 goal, and it's a good passing play to get the puck to Gavin Brindley, and Gavin Brindley just quickly shoots it on net, and it's an awesome, beautiful shot, and the goalie for Minnesota had no chance. So here it is. Here's the goal.
Here's Oliver Moore. Pitlick, the one-time. Here's
Crud.
The dude's name is Pitlick. That sucks.
What?
We don't have the video. Nah, that's all right.
No. I got it. It's this one, right? I got to upload it.
He's got Brindley with.
It's coming. I forgot to upload, but it's uploading now. So until that uploads, here's a little quick 6-second. Oh, here it is. Right here.
McGroarty, he's got Brindley with him, catching up to the play. Marshall Warren now, back for it. Snuggerud forechecking. Brindley, a little bit of an opening, shooting, scores! Gavin Brindley, a laser, it's 4-1 Michigan.
Holy crap.
So pretty good goal there by Gavin Brindley. We'll just play again one more time. You can see it. So number 4 on Michigan in the blue jersey, Gavin Brindley is a Blue Jackets prospect, and he scored an awesome goal. His one of 2 goals this past Saturday night. Here it is.
McGroarty, he's got Brindley with him, catching up to the play. Marshall Warren now, back for it. Snuggerud forechecking. Brindley, a little bit of an opening, shooting, scores! Gavin Brindley, a laser, it's 4-1 Michigan.
So, yeah, so that was a beautiful goal there by Blue Jackets prospect Gavin Brindley. One of 2 goals he had against Minnesota this past Saturday, and it was a good game he had. He had 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points, so a 3-point night for Blue Jackets prospect Gavin Brindley against Minnesota. So shout out to you, Gavin Brindley. Just keep cooking at Michigan, keep dominating, and whenever you're ready, come join the Blue Jackets and be with your fellow future teammates, including your fellow Michigan alumni like Zach Orensky and Kent Johnson and Nick Blankenberg and your buddy, Adam Fantilli. So now we're moving on to another Gavin Brindley video. I'll play it like 2 or 3 times because it's a very quick one. It's just from Michigan Hockey's Instagram page, where it shows just Gavin Brindley. He's walking to the game and he waves to the camera. So here it is.
No, I don't.
You see that? We'll play it one more time so you can see it. Watch. Gavin Brindley, he's going to give a little wave to the camera.
No, I don't.
So there's that. And then this one is actually at warm-ups, the game against Minnesota. Gavin Brindley sees a fan wearing a Gavin Brindley Michigan jersey, and it looks like he's giving him a high five in this video. So here it is. We'll play it one more time so you can see it. So here it is. So there you go. There's your Gavin Brindley stuff for now. We also have
William Whitelaw for us, man.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
He didn't this past weekend. I look at Michigan hockey Twitter page / Instagram page every time they play. And I look for Gavin Brindley stuff. If they post, then I save it for the show. And it's the same thing for Wisconsin's hockey page on Twitter and Instagram. Like I look for William Whitelaw stuff. If they post something about him, whether it be a goal or anything else, I save it and then I get it ready for the show next time we do a show. William Whitelaw I did not see him score any goals. They didn't post about it. But they did post this. William Whitelaw appears to be the dude with a lot of style and a lot of fancy looking suits on the Wisconsin hockey team, because if they're not posting about a goal that William Whitelaw scored, Wisconsin is posting about a suit that William Whitelaw is wearing to the game. And when I look at it, it's very reminiscent about what Patrick Laine does with his, cool looking fancy suits that he wears before every Blue Jackets game. So here is the video right here. I'm going to play it a couple times so you can see it because it's a short video, but here it is, the fancy looking suit that William Whitelaw has.
First of all, I'd like to give.
I'll play it again so you can see it. So,
What's on the inside of his? So we'll describe this for the audio listeners too.
First of all, I'd like to give.
So ignore that first part of it. So it's like a plaid light blue suit with like tie-dye coloring on the inside of the jacket.
Yeah. Well,
and he shows it to the camera. That's pretty sick.
One more time. We'll show it one more time so you can see it. So here it is.
First of all, I'd like to give.
So there it is. That's the suit that Blue Jackets prospect William Whitelaw was wearing. So that was pretty cool. And of course, I have to play this video because the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game, and that just really excites me and gets me going. I just can't stop thinking about it. It's just going to be so cool and so great, and I'm looking forward to going to this. And this is the video that the Blue Jackets put out when the news came out that the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's so exciting. That just, oh my God, it just really gets me going. I'm hyped. I'm excited. The Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game, and it's just going to be so great. I love it.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. Thank you, Blue Jackets. Thank you, Ohio State. Thank you, Ohio State, for not using your dumb plumbing excuses anymore. Thank you for doing the right thing, for helping making this happen. So thank you, Blue Jackets. Thank you, Ohio State. Thank you, Ted Carter. Thank you, NHL. I'm just so excited that this is happening. The Blue Jackets are getting the hockey game at the Shoe, March 2025, and it's just going to be great. I'm just looking forward to it. I really am.
Do you have any more prospect stuff for us?
No. That's it for now.
Cool. Well, because we have some more stuff coming at you here very shortly. Right now, I'm gonna do the ad read though. At 26.
And then we'll have to talk about the hat trick.
And we gotta talk about Nylander. We gotta talk about Marchenko. We gotta talk about a lot more. So stay tuned. It's not going to be very long of a read. Here we go. We know hockey games move fast, but with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. And guess what I forgot yet again? Let's check out the NHL DraftKings odds for tonight. We'll get the money line for you at least. Today, we have a bunch of teams that I don't really care about at all. We have the Sabres are not favored over the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are minus 192 favorite over a plus 160 Sabres. That's sounds about right. Red Wings, I don't care about these teams. Tomorrow, Oilers are favored a minus 258 over the Columbus Blue Jackets at a plus 210. So whatever. And another crazy one for tomorrow. The Canadians are not favored in a game against the Hurricanes, a plus 250 to a minus 310. That's a slightly larger gap than Oilers Jackets do. And we'll look up Ryan's Bruins real quick. They're playing Toronto tomorrow after they played a game tonight, so maybe they'll be a little bit worn out. Boston Bruins are favored to win minus 142 to a plus 120. So download the DraftKings Sports app with code THPN. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks. The National Hockey League, copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved. Okay, so if you are listening from Ontario or watching from Ontario, comment here, I guess. Like, I would love to know if you actually are, because I'm just going to take that part out of the ad read. Same with Connecticut. Like, shout out to Connecticut. What do you call people from Connecticut?
I don't know.
Connecticuts? Cuttians? I feel like I'm about to say something wrong here. So, yeah. Go bet on your favorite stuff. Use code THPN. It's awesome.
Yes, a lot of stuff going on in the Ohio sports world. Of course, you got the Blue Jackets, Ohio State basketball, Ohio State hockey, the Bearcats, and, of course, the Reds. The Reds will be back, and the Guardians will be back. Baseball will be coming back soon. The Crew are back, so you can go bet on the Crew. The Cavs are playing right now, so you can go bet on the Cavs, Blue Jackets, and just a lot of stuff going on in the Ohio sports world. So bet responsibly, but there is betting out there to be had if you are a sports fan, especially an Ohio sports fan, because, that's what we are, minus Wyan, who's a good friend of ours.
Yeah, right. So moving on to another Ohio sport real quick before we get to Alex Nylander, and that is the Monsters, the Cleveland Monsters. I was able to attend the game on Monday, and they ended up winning. I believe it was 5-3. against the Grand Rapids Griffins with the Detroit affiliate team. And I saw a Trey Fix-Wolansky goal, which is his sixth goal in 6 games. He's gotten a goal a game for the last 6 games, which, he played amazing. I might have mentioned this already today. I don't remember. Brendan Gaunt looked great. Hayden Christensen looked great. Carson Meyer looked great. And for all of you curious, David Jiricek played very well. He didn't stand out in that game very much. I also have a hard time. I was sitting on the ice.
Oh, he cut out. Oh.
Hefty got crapped out there. Uh-oh.
Wait,
All
do you
right.
guys actually have a prospect named Hayden Christensen?
Yeah, okay. So, we'll just keep this going here until Hefty Duck comes back. To answer your question there, Wyan, we do have a prospect named Jake Christensen, and he's a defenseman prospect, and he looks pretty promising.
There's Jake and there's Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Christensen. Anyways, you
I was
kind of
just thinking like
Hayden
Christensen is that actor, but
no, it's Jake, but kind of crapped out
different
there,
guy.
Hefty Duck.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's whatever. So anyway, we're good. We're golden now. Anyway, it was a great game.
No,
I
but
was
you
glad
were
to have
sitting
made
on
it,
the
and
ice.
I was sitting on the ice, and I have normally at like Blue Jackets games, I'm either like in the upper bowl or I'm in the press box, and it's a really good view of the action. When I'm on the ice, it's hard to kind of keep up with where everything's at. It makes the game feel that much faster and everything, which is cool. It's a good experience. I wouldn't want to do it every game. I think next time I go, I'm going to sit behind the goal though, because then you can see like the whole ice down it. I was kind of like, I was to the left of the visitors bench, and I could see fairly well, but not for me. So yeah, they played a great game. Also, I wanted to mention real quick, Texier tied his career high of 11 assists and 20 points. He's looking to break that here soon. But first, let's talk about Alex Nylander. So the Blue Jackets last week, we talked about this. They traded Emil Bemstrom for Alex Nylander and a conditional 6th round pick. The 6th round condition is if Emil Bemstrom, can you put the overlay back on? Emil Bemstrom scores 6 goals, then I got it. If he scores 6 goals, there we go, new one. Yeah. Then it turns into a 3rd round pick, which is pretty cool for the Blue Jackets. And it's possible. Bemstrom did not score in the game last night for the Penguins, and Alex Nylander did not score in that game as well. But on Monday at the Vegas Knights, this is the first game this entire year I've missed. There's only been one game, and that was Monday night's game because I was at the Monsters game. One game, and they go like 6-3. Nylander gets a hat trick. Everyone's getting points. There's like 14 points throughout the whole roster of the Blue Jackets. It was insane. I did watch all the highlights. I watched everything when I got back to my house here, and it was a great game. That was the Blue Jackets' 2nd win in a row since last November. So congrats to them. Great game. Love to see it. They couldn't continue that until last night against the Penguins.
The man of truth is here.
Yes.
Joining us now. Cool. So great game. Love to see it. Last night, the Blue Jackets kind of played an okay game. Nylander didn't really stick out that much, but it's hard to say right now. Nylander's only played 5 games for the Blue Jackets. In those, 6 now, right? In those 6 games, he has more hat tricks this season than his older brother, William Nylander, who Nylander has like 40 goals or something crazy almost. That's the Toronto Maple Leafs Nylander or whatever. So I just think it's a funny stat. He's got more hat tricks in the NHL than his older brother Nylander, who has like tons of points. So that's great. Love to see it. Love to see the new guy. It's hard to tell who really won the trade yet. The Blue Jackets got a pick and a guy who got a hat trick within the first 5 games. I think that paid for itself right there, because even if the pick's a 6th-round pick, it's still a pick and a player for Emil Bemstrom. A lot of fans complain about him anyway. But I want to move on to Kirill Marchenko. And there's been a lot of hullabaloo, a lot of people on social media who were not happy with this move. But I want to bring up a point made by the wonderful Mark Sheik. Okay, so for last night's game, Kirill Marchenko was a healthy scratch, meaning there was no reason to take him out except for some punishment. The punishment being for turnovers, which is what Yegor Chinakhov got sat the game before in the entire third period for 2 games before.
Yeah.
So he's trying to build this culture of accountability, and the only way in doing that is to keep holding people accountable. I think this is a difficult season for people to navigate and understand why some things happen, because it's a first-year coach. We've been losing. It's just not very good. So it's hard to see the progress or what's even being made done on a personal level. But Kirill Marchenko, he'd been doing well this year, but not as well as last year. And in fact, recently he's kind of had a slump. I would call it almost a sophomore slump. Now, keep in mind, Kirill Marchenko has the 3rd most points on the Blue Jackets right now. He's got 17 goals and 15 assists, which is pretty solid. He's 3rd on the team. Granted, some who are in front of him before are injured right now. Is what it is. I'm trying to find this quote from Mark Sheik real quick, because I thought he had a good take on this.
I got it
What?
on my iPad.
I'm just I got it right here. So Pascal Vincent, Mark Sheik was talking to Pascal Vincent, and this is what Pascal Vincent had to say on scratching Kirill Marchenko. Marchenko is a great player. He's a great person, brings a lot of energy to the team, great future ahead of him. He's a big piece of our present. But Marchenko, we had Boquist sitting out. We had him reset. We had Texier sat out. I'm adding a couple of words in here just to sat out. We had Kent Johnson. We had Patrick Laine. We had Severson sitting. Johnny Gaudreau sitting. We keep the standards where they are. If we want to create something that is more than average, we have to go through this. And for Marchenko, I feel his last 2 games, his standards have been lowered a little bit for himself. And I know the intentions are right. We just want the best out of him, and he's going to play the next game. It's just that this game, he's not going to play. And he went on to say that we have standards. This is Pascal Vincent saying, we have standards, and our standards are the things that we know with the coaching staff and the players. We need to do this in order to compete, and when it's not met, then consequences. So it might feel weird, especially from last year when we had Brad Larson. Sorry, my nose is getting all itchy. And there was seemingly almost no accountability from Brad Larson last year. He never seemed to get mad at the players. He never seemed frustrated with the game, anything like that. And that seemed like a weird vibe for me. In this last game, in the post-game media, you could tell Pascal Vincent was visibly frustrated with the game, because the Blue Jackets had played great. There was a couple horrible turnovers that absolutely screwed them for the entire rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a theme, is turnovers. And maybe some fatigue from the night before. They played the night before. Maybe they were getting a little gassed. Maybe they stopped thinking as cerebral as they could, and they just gave it up.
No, and that's an important point to bring up here, is that you'd rather not turn over the puck, but you do, and that's part of the game. However, though, if you keep doing it again and again and again and again, that's where the issue is. And some people, I understand why you may not like it. You know, benching Yegor Chinakhov or Johnny Gaudreau or
Laine earlier this year,
or Patrick Laine or Kirill Marchenko in this case. But when you keep doing it again and again and again and again and again, you can't have that, especially the issues that the Blue Jackets have had defensively, a lot of that has come from bad puck management. A bad turnover here, a bad turnover here, and then boom, it's in the back of your net. It's one thing to have that 1 or 2 times. You would rather not do that. But if you keep doing it again and again and again, that's where the issue is. And another thing is, it's where is the turnover? It's a lot more, again, you'd rather not turn over the puck, but it's a lot more acceptable. Let's say if you are in the offensive zone, you're behind the net and you turn the puck over. Is that bad? You turn over the puck? Yes. But because you're in your offensive zone and you're behind your net, you have a lot more time. You have a lot more time to get back and try and stop a play.
Did you see Gudbranson clear the puck in front of the net and it went in then?
Well, that was, that was
embarrassing.
Bad.
He was pressured, under pressure,
and it happens. But point
call that a Colton.
Point being, if you, again, hypothetical scenario, if you're behind, you're in your offensive zone, you're behind the net, you're trying to set something up, you turn the puck over. Yeah, it sucks, but you still have time to get back defensively. But if you turn that puck over, let's just say in your defensive zone or neutral zone or whatever, that quickly goes the other way. You're not set defensively, and oops, it's in the back of your net. And that's what a lot of these turnovers are. Jeff Savoda brought this up on his Twitter page, which is the analytics back this up, which is some of these turnovers are happening because a lot of these guys like Marchenko or Chinikov or Voronkov or whoever, they're getting stuck in their own end defensively because they're not making smart plays. They're trying to do the fancy play here. That's okay every so often, but you just can't do that all the time. And what happens is when you make those fancy looking plays all the time, that leads to bad turnovers, which can lead to being in the back of the net. And when you consistently get stuck in your own end, it's not good. And that's what has been happening with Marchenko and a bunch of other guys. Is it's not that you're turning over the puck that you're getting benched for that. You're getting benched for the type of turnover that it is, where it's just not smart defensively. You be better about this, and you'll be fine. If it's one or two turnovers, whatever. But it keeps happening again and again and again. That's where the
recurring
issue
theme.
is.
It's really rough to see too, because
you just can't have that.
It's like one night it'll be good, it'll be fine. The next night, just awful. But so there's a lot more to talk about here today. Sorry, we need to move on here.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
Real quick, trades. Obviously, one trade went through. There's been a bunch of trades today, a crazy amount of trades on the wire, people being dropped to waivers. The Blue Jackets have done the Emil Bemstrom trade for Alex Nylander. There is only one unrestricted free agent who's a pending unrestricted free agent for the end of this year, and that is Jack Roslovic. Now, do the Jackets re-sign him, or does he get dealt? Or do they do nothing and he just walks? In my opinion, I'll give my opinion first. I want to go around the horn here. In my opinion, I believe that even if you get anything for him, it's better than him walking. His contract is to the level where it might be hard to re-sign him because the Blue Jackets have a lot of restricted free agents next year that they have to pay. A bunch of the young guys. We got Chinikov and Johnson. They're going to end up getting slightly bigger contracts. I personally, I would try to get anything for Roslovic. There's also been a lot of rumors about Provorov. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But Ryan, what do you think? Roslovic staying, signed?
Yeah, I mean, if I was the Blue Jackets GM, I would probably be trying to trade Roslovic. I think I agree with you there.
You bring up a good point real quick. Sorry to re-interrupt you. The Blue Jackets don't have an actual GM right now. They have an interim GM. which is John Davidson. Like a bunch of mass moves, a bunch of movement right now may not be their plan because they need the new guy. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Right, yeah, I actually forgot about that, but yeah, I think we should try to trade Jack Roslovic. I don't think he's the type of player that you necessarily have to re-sign. Like, I think you'd be better off getting something for him while you still can, you know?
Yeah, no, I'd agree there.
Like, yeah, you've got players that are coming up that will replace him eventually anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think if not for some injuries this year, like he's been playing on the first line with Gaudreau and Jenner, and that's not necessarily something we always see from him. So, Beezer, what do you think, man?
Young Beezer.
Hard to say, honestly. If I were the lack of Columbus's GM, I would try to, I don't know, try to make a move that'll get you some cap relief. Maybe deal him, but I don't know. I don't know what his contract's like. You know,
It's like $4 million. I think he's actually getting paid more than Boone Jenner by like 0.25 million or something, which is nuts. That's their captain, and Boone Jenner has like 3 times his point. No, he only has 7 more points than him. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe you let him walk. Maybe you let him walk. You know, because I don't know how many teams want to pay that much.
Maybe you want to let the GM see if he'll resign him. It's not like he walks as soon as the trade deadline's over. He's still got to play the season out.
Yeah, but I don't know. How many teams do you think want that contract for the rest of the season?
That's a good question, actually, because he's experienced. He's had experience in Winnipeg, and obviously for the Blue Jackets. And if someone's looking for like a solid third or fourth line winger, he might be that answer for the playoffs. Maybe.
Nah.
Anyway, real quick, we'll do William, then we'll move on to you here, Kevin. William, what do you think?
So, I answered a similar question like this on a pod I was on a couple days ago, and I'm going to stick with the same answer. Whoa. I haven't up this pod, but so I'm just going to stick with my answer, which was I think he'll make it through the trade deadline, but he's going to walk over the offseason.
Oh, you think like kind of what Gaudreau did in Calgary? Like they gave him offers, he just was like, nah, I'll look elsewhere.
Yeah, wait it out.
Yeah, which we'll talk about how he affected the Blue Jackets one of these days too, with that signing. But Kevin, what do you think? We got Roslovic going, staying, walking.
Honestly, I think it could go either way because if you look at it from a trade perspective, there is benefit and there is value to a Jack Roslovic. He is a guy that can play up and down the lineup. He's versatile. He can play wing. He can play center. And he's shown that when he's on, he's really good. He can put up points. He can score goals.
Got a shorthanded goal the other night.
Got a short hit, he's good on penalty killing. You want a shorthanded goal, he can give you that. Assists, goals, whatever. He can give you that. And as the games get tighter and tighter, scoring gets harder. And if you can find that guy that can help you score a goal or two, or a guy that can help set up a goal or two.
He had the most assists on the team last year.
Most assists on the team this past season. So if you can find that guy that can help you score a goal or two or set up a goal or two, you take that. You consider that. So there's that. So he would be a good option. Maybe you put him on the third or fourth line for a more experienced team. He's probably not playing top 6 minutes on other teams, but because where the Blue Jackets are, that's where they are. But it's a credit to Jack Roslovic because ever since being on that first line with Boone Jenner, and Johnny Gaudreau, he has played really good. He honestly, this is the best that Jack Roslovic has played for the Blue Jackets since he came to the Blue Jackets during the 2020-2021 season, which was up until now, that was his best season with the Blue Jackets. He was playing really good, first line center minutes, really good, and now we're starting to see some of that 2020-2021 Jack Roslovic show up on that first line with Boone Jenner and Johnny Gaudreau, and that's great to see. So if you get rid, so there's reason to get rid of him. Well, it may be harder.
Got a $4 million contract right now.
He's got the $4 million contract.
If you resign him, he's going to want that or more. I'm sure his agent
right. So he's got the $4 million contract. That is going to be a little expensive. Teams are probably not going to want to take that. If they do try and move him, the Blue Jackets will have to pay some of that contract to make it easier for other teams. On the flip side of that, you try and sign him, maybe you don't. And on the flip side of that, maybe you just look at it and say, we could get something for him, but right now, perhaps he's just too valuable of a piece to have on your to get rid of, because ever since he's played on that line with Johnny Gaudreau and Boone Jenner, he's really lifted them up to a whole new level. And that's positive development, not just now, but for the future. Johnny Gaudreau has really taken off ever since he's been on that line with Boone Jenner and Jack Roslovic. Because that's another thing is, for as long as Johnny Gaudreau has been here, they've tried just about every line combination from like A to Z to figure out a guy who can play with Johnny Gaudreau. They've done Patrick Laine, they've done Kirill Marchenko, and a bunch of other guys. Some have had more success than others, but as of now, it looks like Boone Jenner with Jack Roslovic is the line right now that works the best with Johnny Gaudreau. And that may continue on to next season, it may not. But that's something to consider, that maybe you want to keep that. Maybe you don't. Honestly, I think it could go either way. And even when Yegor Chinikov was playing on the first line with Johnny Gaudreau, that looked good too. So that's another thing to consider. So honestly, I think it could go either way. It just really just depends on how this goes.
Yeah. No, and yeah, like I said too, the GM, interim GM, he might not want to do anything until the new GM's here, and then the new GM could sign him or whatever at the end of the season. We got one more to talk about here real quick too. Ivan Provorov. There's been tons and tons of rumors about Ivan Provorov going around. Obviously, the Jackets picked him up in the offseason this last year. They signed him to a pretty large contract, actually. He's got a $4.725 cap hit for this year and next year. So that's a decent size cap hit. I could see the Blue Jackets maybe retaining that, although Alexandre Wenberg got traded to the Rangers today, and we still owe him 2 more years of $891,667 because we retained his cap, and we're also paying Mike Babcock. We're also paying paying Jarmo Kekalainen. So there's a lot of people that are still paying yet that maybe. Anyway, Ivan Provorov, he's a valuable piece, trade piece right now. It's not like he's going to bring home like Connor McDavid, obviously, but he could bring some extra picks. Now, I don't think the Blue Jackets are interested in doing like a big rebuild moment right now because they're in the rebuild and we're starting to see some progress. So, real quick, we gotta speed run this one a little bit. Ryan, would the Bruins, you're a Bruins fan, would they be interested in someone like Provorov?
I don't know about Provorov specifically. I feel like they probably want someone that's a bit more like defensively responsible, because of their like tendency to blow leads late in games. I feel like you probably want some defensive stability there.
Which kind of what the Jackets are doing right now too. So you might be onto something there. Yeah. Beezer, what about you? Well, obviously we got him from the Flyers, so I don't think he's going to be going back there.
From here.
But as someone who watched him play the last few years, what do you think? I mean, you think that this guy might be worth something to someone?
if you need an offensive guy who can't really play that, the defense on the same level as he plays offense, maybe you need that offensive defenseman. But who's taking that contract?
Some salary.
Actually, I feel like the team. If you want me to give him a
Chicago,
team, I
maybe
feel like
Vegas.
would take him.
Yeah.
No, actually, I feel like Tampa would take him right now.
Possibly. We saw a move earlier from Tampa, and I can't quite remember exactly what it was, but we're not a Tampa podcast, so fuck them anyway. But yeah. William, are you here? I see you're muted right now. Billy. All right,
William.
moving on. Kevin, what do you think?
I'm here.
Provorov. Oh my
Oh,
God, William.
Jabroni.
Sorry, my mic
I
didn't want to unmute. I'm sorry.
Ivan Provorov. Staying,
This guy.
going, worth
He is
anything?
staying. That brother is a Columbus Blue Jacket.
He's got one more year at $4.725 million after this year, and
Yeah,
then
that's
he
a
is
lot of cheddar.
Will
Yeah,
we resign him?
and then he is a UFA, so he's no restrictions after that. He'll be 29, going on 30 years old at that point too.
Old.
You think he's staying?
That's
I'll take note of that. We'll see what happens. But there's only literally a few hours. Sorry, a few hours. There's only 24 hours and there's 36 hours roughly left before the trade deadline on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is noon Pacific. Or not Pacific, Western? I don't care. I don't live out there.
Eastern.
Yeah. Well, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific. Yeah. Anyway, if there's anyone here listening from there, I guess I do know possibly one.
Be normal.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay.
No,
Anyway,
okay, never mind.
Kev, Provorov, staying, going, worth something to us.
Again, I could see it go both ways because if you need a defenseman who's good on offense, okay on defense, and the big thing about Provorov that you can trust him to do is that if you need a guy that can eat a lot of minutes, play 20, 30 minutes a night, that's Ivan Provorov. He's perfect for that. Block shots, eats pucks, offensively good, average at best defensively, play 20, 30 minutes a night. You need someone to eat minutes. That's Ivan Provorov. And now it's March. The season ends in April, and teams are fighting for playoff spots like crazy. And every game is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, harder and harder to score. And you're going to need guys like that. So Ivan Provorov, he could go because, again, he's a minute muncher. You want good offensively, average at best defensively. He can block shot, eat pucks. That's what he's good for. If you want someone like that, he's perfect for you. However, though, that also does help out the Blue Jackets, and you might want to keep that. But also another good reason why Ivan Provorov is here right now is that he is a good placeholder until guys like David Jiricek, Stanislav Svozil, Corson Kulemans, Denton Matejchuk, and all the other defenseman prospects that the Blue Jackets have. Until those guys are ready, you need someone to have that spot because you don't want to throw these guys in a situation where they're not ready. And that's what's happened to a certain degree with David Jiricek. He's not quite there yet, has some skating issues. He's getting cooked. You can't have that. So that's why he's with the Monsters, and that's why Ivan Provorov is there. So my opinion, I could
the
see
Monsters are doing great.
They
They're
are
in the playoffs. They're going to do well with him on their team too.
Yes, that's another thing too. Is that the Monsters are doing good. They're fighting for a playoff spot. They could be one of those teams that are go on a run and fighting for the Calder Cup. So you want your prospects like Jiricek and a bunch of other guys in that environment. So then when they come up, that benefits the Blue Jackets. That's what happened the last time the Monsters won the Calder Cup. They win the Calder Cup, and all those guys with all that positive experience winning the Calder Cup come up to the Blue Jackets, and they helped them to their success that they just had of 4 straight trips to the playoffs and knocking out Tampa Bay and Toronto. But for Provorov, he's a placeholder, and he's good at blocking shots, offensively good, defensively average at best, but he's played 20, 30 minutes a night, eats pucks, all that stuff. And
Yeah, so he's actually
my personal opinion is that I could see him go, but I think the Blue Jackets keep him because they need him as a placeholder until all their defenseman prospects are ready.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I just wanted to mention a real quick stat before. Also, you guys are making so much fucking noise right now. I'll just mute all of you. Real quick stat. So he has 114 blocks, which is only behind Eric Gudbranson on the team with 130. So there is use sticking him in there in front of the net. He's got 27 points, 5 goals, 22 assists. So that's the third most assists on the Blue Jackets right now. That's pretty good. So if someone's out there looking for like Beezer said, more offensive defensemen, absolutely. So anyway, we are out of time right now. I appreciate y'all you being here. Kevin, no, hold on, we'll finish with you. Ryan, got any shout outs? Got anything else you want to add to it? Add to the trade talk? Add to whatever? Anything funny?
Well, apparently, I don't know if you guys heard this, but apparently there's some three-way trade that might be happening with Boston, Pittsburgh, and Vancouver involving Jake Gensel, Elias Lindholm.
I
don't know if you saw that at all.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to what will end up with that if Jake Gensel gets traded.
What about Ohio State legend? What about Ohio State legend Mason Lohrei?
Didn't he have some goals recently?
Yeah, so our guy got called up 2 weeks ago when Hampus Lindholm went down with injury, and he's been killing it. The first game he got called up was against the Edmonton Oilers. He absolutely killed it. 3 assists in that game, and he was their best player by far in that game. I watched that game beginning to end. Mason Lohrei was their best player.
Oh, yeah.
Edmonton.
Well, yeah, they're missing some key people to their team, too, aren't they?
That's right. That's That's Ohio State legend Mason Lohrei. Anyways.
Yeah.
But continue on.
Yeah, he also scored the game-winning goal against the Vegas Golden Knights when we played them. I believe it was last Thursday.
Nice.
So yeah, he had the game-winning
goal. We beat them too.
Yeah, he gave us our first regulation win in 10 games. So yeah, we needed that one.
Hell yeah! Dope.
Yeah. Other than that, follow me on Twitter at Bruins Lion.
Check them out.
I guess that's all I got.
Shout out to FHL. Or the FHL sometime.
I'll let Beezer do that. Yeah.
Sweet. On to you there, Bees. What you got for us?
Bees,
every day of my life, I miss Jason Kelsey.
I've seen a video of him and Travis at a Cavs game recently, chugging some beers that Moondog, the Cavs mascot, gave them. Pretty cool.
I'm gonna miss that big bastard. But anyway, Scott Lawton, you are a Buffalo Sabre. Nick Sealer, not worth the $2 million.
He's not?
We re-signed him, by the way. He's got an extension.
Yeah, I've seen that today.
Good luck to Sean Walker and Colorado and Danny Briere. You need to call up Ryan Johansson.
Good luck getting torts. I agree with that. That's I was going to mention that on mine. We'll talk about it just for real quick, 2 seconds right now. So, Ryan Johansson was traded to the Philadelphia Flyers in trade. I don't remember the rest of it, but so former Blue Jacket Ryan Johansson, former Blue Jacket Cam Atkinson, and former Blue Jacket coach John Tortorella were about to be reunited, and Johansson immediately goes on waivers. Like no second thought. He's just on waivers. I wonder if Torts had something to do with that.
He's in Lehigh Valley now. So Johansson versus Kuznetsov in the playoffs. Calder Cup. Make it happen. Our push for the Calder is now.
Hell yeah. Well, where can people find you at to see any more funny quotes?
Young Biza, A-H, not E-R, on x/twitter.com.
UH?
X formerly known as Twitter.
AH. X formerly known as Twitter. And rest in peace to Jason Kelsey's career. That's all I got to say.
Salute to the Kelsey brother. Dope. William, what you got for us? Anything left?
Yeah, you already know. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, that one's CJFan, all of it. Follow Blue Jackets on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everything.
Hell
Join
yeah.
the FXL. And also, like Isa said, what a career. Jason Kelsey. I will miss that man.
Officially retired.
I wish Travis would retire.
Travis Kelsey, future Eagle.
Isn't he like
Travis, you're next, buddy.
future Cleveland Brown? He's from there. Anyway,
Hell.
not going to
Future-
start shit here.
Future Cleveland monster.
No.
All right.
Hey,
bro.
Kev, take her away. Got anything left for us?
Yes, I do. So, of course, this past Monday night, the Blue Jackets beat the Vegas Golden Knights 6-3. It was one of the best games they played all season. And, of course, as the name of this show says, Alex Nylander gets a hat trick. Well, pretty good game by Alex Nylander, gets a hat trick. And here's a picture from that game, well, after the game, in the Blue Jackets locker room of Blue Jackets forward Alex Nylander with his 3 pucks for the hat trick. So here it is. Here's the picture right here. So there's the picture right there. There's Alex. There's Alex Nylander with
More
3
hat tricks than his brother William Nylander this season. Let's go.
But there's Alex Nylander, the picture of Blue Jackets forward Alex Nylander with the 3 pucks from his first ever NHL hat trick. Alex Nylander not only got his first ever NHL hat trick with the Blue Jackets, he's also the fastest player in Blue Jackets history to get a hat trick. It only took him 5 games to get a hat trick. And when you consider all the good players that the Blue Jackets have had over the years, whether that be a Rick Nash or a Cam Atkinson or an Artemi Panarin
Or an Oliver Bjorkstrand.
A Pierre-Luc Dubois. You can go down the list, but there are multiple guys that have got a Boone Jenner. There are multiple guys that have gotten hat tricks for the Blue Jackets, but it took them a bit to get there. Alex Nylander comes in here, and in 5 games with the Blue Jackets, he gets a hat trick, setting a new Blue Jackets record for the fastest hat trick in Blue Jackets history. So shout out to you, Alex Nylander. Way to go. You are absolutely cooking and dominating. You've been fun to watch on that third line, first with Cole Sillinger and Kent Johnson, and now with Alexandre Texier, Cole Sillinger, and you, Alex Nylander. It's been so great to see. I absolutely love it. Then, of course, this past Saturday, the Blue Jackets beat the Blackhawks 5-2. Overall, pretty damn good game. You gave up 2 goals. That's the only thing I'd criticize him for. But other than that, the Blue Jackets played a really good game this past Saturday against the Blackhawks, beating them 5-2. And since our last show, we've had 4 Blue Jackets players that have won the Kepi. We have Zach Werenski, who won it against the Ducks. Matthew Olivier won the Kepi when the Blue Jackets beat the Rangers 4-2. And then, of course, when you get a hat trick, you get the Kepi. And that means Alexandre Nylander got the Kepi this past Monday. So that's your 4 most recent Kepi winners for the Blue Jackets. It's Zach Werenski. No, actually 3. It's 3. It's Zach Werenski, Matthew Olivier, and Alexandre Nylander. So there's that. I've been playing around. Of course, we have this new awesome logo right here designed by Happy Duck. It's just so damn
brother.
I just love it. It's the Union Army Kepi and the beer. It just fits perfectly. And I've been playing around with it. I wonder what that would look like on a button. So here it is.
Nice. Hell yeah. We might have to get some of those out there sometime.
Yeah, looks pretty damn good to me. So anyway, so that's that. There's that. It's at a Civil War museum recently, and There's a Union Soldier mannequin right there, so that's pretty cool. We have there's a Grant mannequin right there. So there's that. That's me next to the Grant mannequin right there. And then there's a cannon at the Civil War Museum in Wisconsin. So that was pretty cool. Can't forget about William and his just awesome suit. Just looking good.
Yes.
You're gonna show the updated photo. What happened to the updated photo? You didn't get the updated photo?
Hey. Keep her moving. Keep her moving. We got a show to end here.
Okay. Beautiful suit, William. Just beautiful. I'll get the updated one, William, I promise. But beautiful suit here. And then of course, as I do every show.
Yeah!
Yes. There it is.
So anyways, this is like I do every show. This is a picture of my brother's dog, Cooper. He's the greatest dog of all time. Good dog. Anyways, let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, Zach Wierenski, just wear this Michigan suit for the laughter and the memes. You wore it during the 2016-2017 season, and when you started wearing it, the Blue Jackets won a lot of games. So just do it. And then we could have Blue Jackets players wear Ohio State suits too. Have fun with it, The Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor game at the Shoe. Let's just, have fun with it. And you know what? One last time, I'm going to play the video from the Shoe for the outdoor game. It just gets me going. I'm excited. So, Ohio State, thank you. But the Blue Jackets are getting a hockey game at the Shoe where Ohio State is, and it's just going to be great. I'm so excited that the Blue Jackets are getting an outdoor hockey game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. It's going to be great. And, don't forget to check out Union Blue Soldiers, a fun Blue Jackets themed fan group that I run. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for the future, and it's going to be great. So stay tuned. So follow Union Blue Soldiers.
Dope. All right. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Brew Jackets wherever you're watching from. We do broadcast on Facebook and YouTube and everything like that. Check out our YouTube. We'd appreciate it. Other than that, we will see you here next week. I don't have anything more to add because we're way over time and I have to eat some food. So I will see you all here next week. See